Welcome to 3 Steps. This is a third part in a 3-part interview with KJ Middlebrooks. He's an actor and producer in Hollywood and a dear friend of mine. We're going to discuss the usual topics, thriving, the 3 steps he would talk about with a younger version of himself, and go into more detail. In the thriving aspect of it, he discussed a conversation he had with a dear friend of his while at Burning Man, and the correlation he makes with parkour and thriving. Should be fun. Also, in the 3 steps, he gives us a surprise first answer. And it wasn't one that I was expecting, and it kind of threw me for a loop, but it brought us to a very interesting conversation about a test he uses for standards around advice he gives. Additionally, we go into the conversation about relationships and the core aspects for him that are important to relationships. All right, so let's stop wasting time and let's get into it.
The reason I bring people on here is that there are people I think of as someone who has their life together, people who are thriving, people that are representations of being an adult who's doing it well. Someone who's a man who's doing it well, and so, and you are someone I think of that way.
Thank you.
And so you live well and you play well and you have balance. And so, what does the word thriving mean to you?
I have a very dear friend, although I need to call him more, Blacklight, or Micah, who we actually met at Burning Man, of all places. Technically we didn't meet at Burning Man, but we really connected in terms of created our friendship out there. And he is a pure artist, like graphic design, writing artist. I've definitely had more of a balance of working corporate gigs and then creating art on the side. So I kind of do tread between the worlds. But what I saw from him, of so many people who give up or get frustrated and do something else, he has been consistent in his art. He works his art every day, or worked his art every day. So in terms of thriving, the conversation he and I had is that he also got into parkour. And the reality of parkour is that there are some moves that you can't do until you've built up momentum. Once you've done the 1, 2, 3 step, that gets you moving so that now you can do that next step. So I look at thriving as when you have the foundation of the steps that let you do those next level things because of the momentum you've built from your foundation.
Right.
And using him as that example, you have to take the time to take care of the basics. You know? Do you have a roof over your head? Are you eating regularly? Do you have love in your life? Do you have that foundation that allows you to then kick to those next levels to then thrive? And I guess obviously within that is, or I won't say obviously, within that is also getting clear on what you're choosing to do and why you're choosing to do it.
Yeah.
So many people I feel like aren't present to their why or their intention or what they're really trying to get. And I feel like when you're clear on what you're doing and why you're doing it, and if you can not be attached to the outcome, but you're doing this because it makes you feel good or whatever the reason that you're clear on, that's when you start thriving, because you're not doing it for this outside thing, you're doing it for what's happening inside, and then that feeds on itself and you build momentum, and then you hit a flow.
Yeah. If you could tell a younger version of yourself 3 things they can do to be a better man on the planet, or to thrive better on this planet, and you could mix and match the categories, what 3 things would you tell that younger version of yourself?
Wow. See, it's funny. I really trust the process. Like, like, I don't, in terms of going back and trying to tell myself, like, I've gone through that with other folks, which is a frustrating thing of, let me impart this knowledge to you. But it seems like people have to go through sticking their hand in the fire to go, holy shit, fire burns. Like,
Right?
no matter how much someone can come with a burned hand and say, look, fire burns. It seems like people still have to go through that track.
Or maybe shortcuts.
Maybe. And that's the funny thing. I already live by this philosophy of when I'm presented with a choice, the rocking chair test, which I think is like Tony Robbins.
Let's hear it.
Right on. Which is basically imagine yourself at the end of your life looking back on this decision rather than it in front of you, and ask yourself, do I regret doing this choice? And if when you think of yourself old and at the end of your life regretting doing it or regretting not doing it, you let that be what leads you into the choice, as opposed to your moment of fear of, will I lose or will this not show up?
Yeah.
And I've definitely, I guess this is one of the things that I would tell myself, is to trust your fear. And that if you're scared, that means it's worth your time. That's definitely something I've learned, that there's nothing wrong with fear. Fear is a great thing that lets you know you're doing something worthwhile, or you're testing yourself, and there's nothing wrong with challenging yourself. So yeah, I guess I'd say trust your fear. There's nothing wrong with getting it wrong.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing in life is how you get up, dust yourself off, and get back at it again. That nobody knocks it out of the park the first time. And if they do, they don't knock it out of the park the second time.
Right. Right. Right off the bat.
Right. Yeah. So building consistency is learning to fail and still get up and look at yourself in the mirror and do it again.
Do it again.
And do it again and do it again. And that it's only through consistency that people hire you, people want to hire you, or that you work with folks, and then you also learn to see that in other people and trust your gut about that. Like that's the other thing, learning to trust your intuition about things. And if your intuition turns out to be wrong, great. Now you've discovered something about yourself.
Right? Totally. Absolutely.
But still, so yeah, I guess that's the long way around to answering that question. And thank you for that. I hadn't really thought about that, but yeah. Follow your fear. That's actually something that was told to me in one of my acting classes, in terms of improvising in the scene, is that's what makes a scene interesting, is whatever the thing is you're scared of doing in that moment, do that, make that choice in the scene, as opposed to the safe scene about having a conversation about polar bears.
Yeah. Keeping it calm, being relaxed about it. It's like, no, or doing the cliche, but just do the risky thing.
Yeah, and if you pull out a improv gun on stage, you shoot it.
Yeah.
You don't pull it out to just threaten people.
Yeah.
You make what's the choice? If you're scared of shooting and killing a person on stage, guess what? Then shoot and kill your partner, and now you're alone on stage.
Right.
What do you do?
What next?
And that would be interesting, rather than just a scene of I'm threatening you and making you do what I say.
Yeah. Meh.
Right.
Yeah. I have insight on you, they don't. So I'm trying to figure out how to draw some of this out in the conversation. I know, right?
You're gonna make me tell on myself.
What if you could give the younger version of yourself advice on relationship, or how to be in relationship with other people, whether it's female or male, like how to operate better on this planet in that regard? What would you tell them?
I did a thing called Landmark Forum, and I did do that in my early 30s, which was very instrumental to me. So what I'm about to say is actually technically from that technology and not something that I knew, but if there was something that I would try to impart to my younger self, is that recognize listening is important and is the core aspect of relationships and relating to people. And that for myself, what I learned through Landmark was when I knew I was listening was when I was a little uncomfortable in the moment of sitting with someone, that I'm not thinking of the next thing I'm going to say. I'm not arguing their point or thinking about their point, that I'm really still and just listening to their words as they come out.
Right.
And that true listening for me was being in that place and not letting myself get ahead, get behind. What is my argument? What am I trying to do? I'm just sitting and listening, not trying to rebut, not trying to come back, and really allowing yourself to hear other people, even if you disagree with them, is how you get to know other people, how you challenge yourself, how you hear other things, that you can talk and have a conversation with somebody that you completely disagree with and it not be the end of the world. Or you can let somebody be right, even if you disagree with them. The tip or trick is taking the time to get to know yourself. And then being loving with yourself, that you're not always going to hit the mark, that your best is situational.
Yeah.
like
Totally.
like your best on your best day versus your best on your worst day are two different things. But when you're always striving for your best, when you're always striving to hear, listen, be your best human, or have a sense of what that means for you. Like so many people, that's actually what I tell people in terms of polyamory, or which technically applies to relationships in general, is take the time to find out what you like and don't like, what you want and don't want, so that in effect you know your owner's manual, so now you can hand that to somebody else.
Yeah.
And by letting people know who you are and what your boundaries are, now they know how to navigate you.
Yeah.
As opposed to so often people haven't taken the time to figure out who they are. They are so busy trying to figure out what this other person wants and how can I give it to them to make them like me.
Totally.
And then once they like me, then I can be myself, mask off.
That doesn't work though.
Right. And why did it all collapse? It was like, well, because you weren't true from the beginning. You never showed them who you were until you felt you had them trapped.
Yeah, right. So you got, I got you on the hook now. Yeah, no, it does not work.
So yeah. Take time to figure out who you are, and that's really important. And then be okay changing, but you can't. It's hard to change when you don't know who you are.
Right. Yeah. Well, thank you.
No, right on, man.
Yeah, this is the conversation. This is it. So thanks for coming on, man.
No,
Appreciate
you're
it.
very welcome, man.
Right on. Cheers. See ya.
Thank you for watching, and by all means, hit the subscribe button. Help us reach that 100 subscription mark. And like the video. Also, if you want notifications, hit the bell. Additionally, I would love to talk to you. Leave comments down below, and if you want to join our group and get more involved in discussion, hit the link down below and join us on Facebook at the 3 Steps Conclave. We're having a conversation on Sunday. Thanks for watching the video. See you in the next one.